Hey guys, Chad here with Sebastian. We are the Reptile Rangers. We're at the Kernersville Reptile Zoo and Medical Center today. We are going to talk about something pretty cool today. Now, I'm also going to answer the age-old question, okay, that people have for me as to why I wear these. All right? Now, there's a lot of people that's always wondering and always asking, Chad, why do you wear those things on your arm? And of course, most of the time, if it's people that's afraid to come into the zoo and they're afraid of snakes, they're afraid of whatever. And with that fear, a lot of the times, what ends up being asked is, do you wear those so that you don't get bit? No, I do not. I wear these so that I don't look like I've been in a fight with a cat from things like these, okay? When we deal with large lizards, even the small lizards, from little bitty water dragons to adult bearded dragons to some of your smaller species of lizards or mid-sized species of lizards, they can actually have some pretty sharp claws. Baby iguanas, baby monitors, baby tegus, they're real feisty, real wiry. They're always wanting to go. They're always scratching and things like that. Of course, once we get up into the bigger ones, not so much necessarily do these guys scratch because always they're trying to get away. Yes, some of them do if they're not already tamed down, but just in holding on because it's a big tree branch and they're just trying to hold on, then they end up clawing. So the reason I wear these things is so I don't get tore up by the claws of these things. Now, we're going to show how to trim the nails of lizards, okay? That's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about lizard nail trimming. So we're going to go through and we're going to show you on Romeo here. This is one of our iguanas. You're going to see him here in a minute. We're going to show him in his exhibit, kind of when we show the claws of some of the other species of stuff that we have around here, just to kind of reiterate the point that these things are no joke. Now take lizards such as Pretty Boy and Big Mama right here, these tegus. These are 3.5 feet lizards. And let's see, take a look, you can see those doggone claws down there. Or even as much as like the Savannah monitor right here. This is Lucifer. Most of the time Savannahs are pretty cool, but this one is an absolute jerk. He's going to have some pretty sharp claws. Or let's take our big boy here. This is a 7-foot Asian water monitor. And look at the size of those claws. You definitely don't want that crap going against your flesh. That's just insane. Let's see if I can get it right. There we go. These are like freaking razors. Even the little guys, like the water dragons, these little guys right here are going to have razor sharp claws. You see them hanging on right there. See them hanging on right there on that, the back legs, the front legs. Iguanas are the same way. Bearded dragons can even be the same. All these guys are going to have some pretty sharp claws. Now here's Romeo. This is one of our zoo iguanas. He's about 5.5 feet. You can see the claws right there. That's just a perfect view of those razor sharp talons that they have. And the bigger they are, yes, they got good grip. It seems like a lot of the times the small lizards are going to have these smaller ones, but they're also a little bit sharper, easier to get into your flesh. You can see the tip of that claw right, see if I can get it right there. You can see the tip of that claw. Essentially, that's what I'm going to show you. We're not so much cutting all of this. We're not going to cut every bit of that. We may cut a little bit and start trimming it back a little bit, but you don't want to cut too far back, because remember, they are going to have veins down in those, and it will bleed. If it does bleed, it happens. I mean, no big deal. You just hold some paper towel over it, and just until the bleeding stops. But we'll talk about that here a little bit more in a minute. But there is the different claws on these lizards. And the other reason, again, now answers the question that everybody has as to why I wear these bracers on my wrist. And no, it's not for getting bit by snakes like most people think, or at least the ones that's afraid of snakes. It's because I get tired of looking like I've been in a fight with a freaking cat all the time. This is one of our iguanas. You're going to see him here in a minute. We're going to show him in his exhibit, kind of when we show the claws of some of the other species of stuff that we have around here, just to kind of reiterate the point that these things are no joke. Now, let's go right into this. We're going to show you exactly how we do nail trimmings, whether for customers or whether for our own animals in the zoo or for sale out of the storefront. Okay, let's go. All right, guys. Now check this out. I'm going to back up here in just a second. I'm going to do the first one, and I'm going to show an overview. I'm going to show you this right here. All right. So Sebastian, bring him on up here, right there. Look at how big and how sharp those claws are hanging onto my finger right there. This crap is no joke. Again, why I wear these. This can take all the punishment it wants. My arms, I don't want them to. Now check this out. We're going to come back here, and I'll show you this up close. That way you can see kind of where we're doing it. But for these guys right here, what we're going to do is take, and we call it tipping them, okay? As you can see right here, tip it. We don't want to take too much of the claw. Yes, we can trim these back some if we wanted to, shorten them up a little bit. This guy right here, he's got a pretty good sized pen, so he can keep his stuff filed down fairly well. Some people don't have pens set up quite good enough, maybe with rocks or different hard things that, like a dog on concrete, they can keep those nails filed down good enough. All right, now, this guy right here, much, much better, much easier, okay? Now I'm gonna show you on the back foot. We're gonna come up closer. Oh, all right, hold still, Romeo.
Easy, kiddo. Easy, kiddo.
All right, so here we go. So we're going to start with this biggest, longest one here, okay? Because I can actually show you this one. So I'm going to come up. There are blood vessels in every one of these, okay? So we're going to go all the way down. The general rule of thumb is you can see where it kind of comes out into a V right here. I can clip all the way up to there and it not cause bleeding, okay? With these are claws that actually hang on. They use those to hang on upside down whenever they're coming down a tree or whatever the case may be. But in the event that, let's say, we clip it back too much and it does bleed a little bit, no big deal. Just put some paper towel on it and hold it until the bleeding stops. It doesn't take too terribly long before the bleeding actually stops. So we're going to come up to this one and we're going to snip. Okay? We're going to come up to this guy and there we go. And then we have this one, and this one wasn't too bad. It was kind of flattened out, so I'm just going to do just a little bit of tip right there. There we go. Not a drop of blood, okay? Now, we're going to go on the other side, and I'm going to show you from this side the exact same thing. I'm just going to go through and just tip the tips off of each one. He's a good boy. Now, remember, there are some species of lizards it's easier to do this with than others. No, generally, rule of thumb speaking, iguanas are not the easiest animals to deal with. They can be very temperamental. When males hit about 3 years old, that's when they hit maturity, and that's when they can go absolutely nuts, just from a high level of testosterone. Bearded dragons tend to take this a little bit easier than other ones do. Some of your monitor species do okay, but trust me, you'll know if you clip it too short because they're gonna kick back and they'll feel that little bit of a twinge, and it may whenever you feel that kickback, you may actually see some bleeding from that particular nail, whichever one it was. But pretty boy right here is ready to go, and you can even see he's not totally happy. He just got a manicure, okay, but he's not the worst animal in the world, all right? Now, this, okay, this is lizard nail trimming, okay? This is very, very simple. It's very easy to do. If you don't feel comfortable with it, then take it to somebody that you know that knows how to deal with it. Yes, we do. You can give us a call. All the information is always in our description for the zoo here and the Zoo and Medical Center. For any kind of medical treatment, for any kind of questions, for any kind of help with beak trims and nail trims, things like that. Yes, all that information to get in touch with us is there. If you're not close to us, then somebody that you trust. But this is very, very, very simple, very easy to do if you don't have access to somebody that knows what they're doing, okay? Again, now, this is Chad, and this is Sebastian. This is Lizard Nail Trims. We are here at the Kernersville Reptile Zoo and Medical Center. We are the Reptile Rangers. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to share away and write us in and let us know things that you want us to film about. Medical, zoo, housing, how to set up things, how to keep things. Any kind of questions that you guys have, feel free to write us in. People are doing it all the time. Now, we hope that you enjoyed this episode, and we look forward to either seeing you here at the zoo or we'll see you on the next episode. Later.